What is up, TNY gang? Now, Uncle Luke from the 2 Live crew came out and spoke about Drake. If you guys didn't know, Rick Ross had a physical altercation in Canada, which is where, Drake is from. And there's been a lot of controversy over the Rick Ross situation and how it happened, because it happened in Canada. And Drake apparently liked something regarding what happened to Rick Ross, and Uncle Luke is not having it. He's basically saying that Drake is now inserting himself and saying that, he possibly could have had something to do with that. And if he didn't have anything to do with that, he's putting himself in the situation, and it could turn out violent for Drake as well. So Uncle Luke is trying to be, the mediator in a sense to tell Drake, do you really know what you're getting yourself into doing it? So, you guys comment down below what you think about what Uncle Luke says in this video right here. And I'll see you guys in the next one. And you guys let me know what you think.
This whole fighting my boy Ross and his guys in Canada, that's unacceptable. It's unacceptable. Unacceptable. That don't happen. That don't supposed to happen. And what's more unacceptable is when Mr. Drake liked the post. That also is unacceptable. I expect more out of Mr. Drake. When there's violence, you don't condone it. You should be bigger than that. Mr. Drake, you should be bigger than that. When there's violence, you don't condone that. You don't like no posters and all that, because here's what happens. There's always a backlash of it all. Here's what happens when now you've inserted yourself, even if you were not involved. Half of the country think you set the man up. They book a show in Canada, and you send your goons out there to agitate and start a fight with Ross. And y'all do what you do on the TV. Half the country think that. When you, Mr. Drake, like the post, you just inserted yourself into violence toward Mr. Ross and his crew. Now, let me just say this. As a broker, a piece for Tupac and Biggie, I seen how this shit end, man. I mean, these other young guys, we're going to have a conversation with a lot of these other young guys who dying, these senseless deaths and these songs and all that. Y'all brothers are talented. Y'all got to understand, y'all talented. Y'all don't need that. Y'all talented as fuck. Y'all getting people to buy the records. People are buying your records because they like the music. They like what you're saying in the records. So leave it there, young fellas. But now these grown ass ones right here, Mr. Drake and Mr. Ross. When you like the post and you on there doing your little, okay, it's a beautiful day in Canada, and you like the post, you just inserted yourself in some shit. Now, look how this all play out. I'll keep it 1,000. Look how it all play out. Oh, so half the country thinking that Ross done played the record, the Kendrick Lamar record, and he got jumped on because he played the Kendrick Lamar record. So now you got a whole West Coast of people, they at your head. Oh, that's what we doing? You don't need that, Mr. Drake. You don't need to be confined. You're too talented. I like you. I got friends that like you. I don't know you personally. Don't need to know you personally. But you're too talented to insert yourself in some shit that you're not really about. to have a whole coast at your head. You don't want that. I don't want that for you. Now here's how this shit works out. Because again, look, I had the same conversation with Biggie and Pop. I'm probably one of the only few niggas that could talk to them straight up. I was on the road with Biggie when people would be singing Biggie songs in the stadium. Singing Pac diss song while Biggie on stage. I seen this thing. And I've seen this man, like, man, I'm not really about that. I love Buddy. Biggie never jumped into the shit. Biggie never said anything. He was like, look, man, I'm leaving that shit alone, man. I ain't really on that. I talked to Biggie. I talked to Pac. I went to Suge nightclub as soon as Pac got out of jail and had a conversation with him on this shit here. Hey, Pac, look here, man. Same thing I'm saying to y'all. Leave this shit alone, boss. Because it's not going to be the rapper pull the trigger. It's not going to be the rapper pull the trigger. It's not going to be the rapper that robs somebody. It's not going to be the rapper that do something. No, it's going to be somebody looking for a come up. It's going to be somebody looking for a come up. Or it's going to be some super fan who going to then do the shooting. You don't be knowing where it's coming from. So I would have expected Mr. Drake to be like, yo, I don't condone violence. That ain't what it is. I don't have nothing to do with that or none of that. You feel me? Because y'all can play the little games when you're talking on this social media shit, and you're doing your little texting and you're tweeting and you're talking and however y'all say whatever y'all want to say about each other. You can do that on here. But when you go to putting hands on people, that's when the shit go to a whole nother level. When you go putting hands on people, that go to a whole nother level. So people didn't have to put hands on you. And then they can have a conversation about it. You gotta be the bigger person than that. Y'all on here doing all this. Sticks and stones may hurt my bones. Word would never hurt me. Ain't nobody put no hands on nobody but until now. See, all these dudes gonna get on here and they gonna talk that sucker shit and all that, and they gonna think this is a game. This is not a game. Because you put your hands on your homeboys put their hands on, they did not put their hands on Ross. They put their hands on Sam and them other people who are with Ross. The rapper never gets hands put on them. It's the other people, and then it's the other people that really be about their life. It be the other people who be with the rapper who really on that shit. The rapper just takes these other people who be with them because they're in them streets every day, and they take them with them to get them out of the streets to try to save their lives. But then now when you go to put your hands on them dudes about their life. They ain't with the sucker shit. I'm trying to tell y'all, I'm putting you up on game now. You ain't never seen no rapper with no bunch of valedictorian scholars, and all that. What we do is we take our dogs, dudes who we came up with, and we try to show them a better life. We take them around the world. We put them on the plane. We fly them over here. You come on, man, cause I already know you hard in them streets. Let me show you some different. Let me put you on game. Let me get you in this business some kind of way so you can change your life. But then now when you put that street shit on one of these streets, dude, in this rap game, bruh, the kid who was laying down on the ground, I'm going to just leave that like that. So it ain't the rapper. It's not the rapper. The rapper never gets touched. The rapper never gets touched. He gets backed up. He may get a little push or shove, but then it's the guys around. And then what ends up happening is You condone it? No, you don't want to do that. You got to be smarter than that. You got to be like, hey, look here, man, I don't condone no violence. Let me get on the phone. Hey, man, look here, man. Look, man, I ain't with them people. Now, if you with them people now, if you with them people, then you go tweet, yeah, good job. And then you gotta deal with the consequences that come behind that. It ain't gonna be the rapper that touch you, it's gonna be the people who are around you. And for all you other guys who think this is a joke, everybody else who think it's a joke, it's not a joke, boss. And I expect more out of my elder rappers. Everything ain't
In these
funny.
videos, what I
Everything ain't
honestly
joke
feel like
business.
happened, I don't know.
Everything ain't
I
joke
just got a
business.
gut
I
feeling
expect
a little bit. I
guys who've
could be
been in the game
wrong.
for a long
Now this
time.
is wrong if
This is
I'm wrong
not the
about this, but I
time when
feel like
people go
this
to put
is like
hands on people.
marketing,
This is not the
because we
time to
all know the
joke.
baby
This
is
ain't no fucking joke, bruh. This is not the time to joke, man. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't joke. And then when you invoke 305 in
like it was a
that
marketing
you don't
scheme
want to do.
to help promote this young
Just
man's
one thing
YouTube
about it,
channel,
we
which is
got a
what I feel
whole
like.
bunch of people down here
But it
that
could
I
have went
said
in
a
the
long
manner that
time
it's
ago.
saying, but for this to
We got a
happen
whole
to you
bunch of people
twice in
down
a
here that I
row
said a
and you
long
JT
time
and
call
ago,
out
y'all
Suki.
people
need to
on the
check these
internet
I
people
know a
out.
lot of
internet
y'all was
like this
saying
over and
B
over
And
again,
we
maybe
got a
this
started
is
lot of
just
started
not
goofy
your
keeping
thing.
ass
I don't know.
YouTube
people
But
around
too.
here
like they was
start
from a
bringing these
fake.
dudes
I
around here
feel
and
like,
allowing them to
and
just
in the
come run
next
up and down
baby
here.
song, she
But
said
they
that
running
it's
around on
actually
South
helping
Beach.
this young
Let
man.
me
Like
just
they're
let y'all know
atting
that
him
right
and
now.
replying to
If you
him
listen to the
on
whole
this.
song,
It's
That's
going
South
on
it
many
Beach.
reflects
blogs though.
more
It's going
on
on a lot of
The
Suki
door
blogs
could
that are
close
being
for all
Cardi.
like
you
I don't
trying to
know
motherfuckers
diss
if
him
real
and
I don't
things
know
quick.
if
like
she
that.
has
But I
problems
just
with
feel
Cardi or
like,
not.
would you guys comment
The
down
door
below
could
what you guys
close
feel
for
like? I see you
everybody.
guys in the
Don't
next video.
invoke
That's what's happening. I'm not
305
sure, but
in
that's what I feel
your
like. I feel like
jokes
this is a marketing scheme
about
and it's
that
very
situation
strategic how it's
because
going. The
you
baby
you
decided
invoke
to respond one
a
last
whole
time to this young
situation.
man, and he said, "Case
So play your
closed."
little
Ain't got
games
nothing more to say
with your
about it. You
words. If
believe
you
an
want to do
end that play
wordplay
on his
with
grandma,
Ross and
that's on you.
anybody
And
else,
whatever
do your
want
little
to do, let me
wordplay
know so I
with
can
all
speed it
that, but
up.
don't
Ladies
say
who was there,
keep
tap in. We
305
gonna
out your
split
mouth.
this 20K
I'm
and
just
leave
telling
this
you right now
lion
because
where
this
he
shit's
at. And when I catch your sneaky, I'm gonna show
everybody
you some love so you know
has a
how much I
part of
care
their
about
city
you.
where people really
Right plan,
bleed this
wrong
shit.
person. Keep hustling, boy. So,
Everybody has a
it might
part of
not
their
have been
city.
a
I don't
joke.
care whether you're
He
from
might be trying to
Raleigh,
pull a
North
fast one on
Carolina,
the
you
baby.
could be from
He might felt
Fayetteville, you
disrespected
could
and
be
then he
from
dipped out and
Brooklyn,
he took
you
his
could be
money
from
and
the
went.
Bronx, you could be
And,
from Inglewood, everybody,
is what it is.
you got people
He did do the video.
everywhere that
He might not
bleed
have
this
finished the
shit.
whole thing, but he
Ain't
did do the
really with the
video.
Hollywood
So,
niggas. I'm telling you right now.
it's a tight situation. Definitely a tight
There's
situation.
a lot of people
If it was definitely
and don't
somebody
play
from his
like that.
camp, he should have
So when you're
corrected that.
doing your little games
But
with your rappers and
we
you're
don't really
running
know the
off in
full
the mouth and you
gist of the
joking
story.
them and all that,
So we really don't know.
don't joke my city. I'm telling you that right now. Just don't joke the city, boss. Don't joke the city. We ain't no jokes. That shit you see, we are not South Beach. What you see over there on South Beach, that's them over there. People down here bleed this shit. Don't joke the city. So I'm just gonna leave that like that. But for the most part, people, as an elder statesman that has seen two of my good friends, Biggie and Pac, die senselessly, and it wasn't by them pulling the trigger on them, each other, it was the people that surround them. I would hope that you two gentlemen get your shit together, Mr. Drake and Mr. Ross, because I don't want this to end like that. It shouldn't end like that. I'm going to be the elder statesman of it all. You don't want that. I leave it like that. Y'all can cut this motherfucker up however y'all want to cut it up, but I said it and I stand firm on it. Y'all have a nice night.
I absolutely 100% agree. I feel like they should just leave it alone and let it be in the music because, first of all, I don't even remember why Rick Ross even was in this situation with Drake and Kendrick. I don't even know how it happened that way, honestly. He just appeared there to me. Somebody in the comments explain how that exactly happened, but it's a lot, to go from it being in music to it being physical violence. And like he said, the Tupac and Biggie thing that happened, and it became more of a West Coast East Coast thing afterwards instead of staying in the music. That theirs was a little more extreme though. I feel like it was a lot of underlying things going on, but this was started as music based. So for them both to be going at it back and forth with each other like this, it kind of makes me wonder, like, was there an underlying situation that happened that made it go this way? Like, was it even necessary for hands to be put on Rick Ross in Canada? Like, it just goes to show, like, now when you do like a post that, you know, shows a physical altercation happening, it shows that you kind of condone that and you're happy that it happened. So, like, you do have to realize what you're doing, like the actions that you're taking and what measures it's going to make you look like, in a sense. So I definitely agree with him on that end. But hopefully it doesn't go anywhere further than it already has. You know, when Kendrick Lamar and Drake did their thing, I feel like it was good for the music background. It made music again. It made music consistent again. It made people talk about music the way they should, with bars, punchlines, and things like that. Um, but now this is kind of going into a whole different direction with the whole jumping situations and things like that. It's going a bit too far to me. Uh, but you guys comment down below what you guys think about this situation, what Uncle Luke had to say, and I'll see you guys in the next video.